Welcome to the Guide to Gothic series, everyone. The premier Gothic romance suspense show on the internet, where we talk all things from the golden era of the Gothic romance genre, the 60s to the 80s. They are the books with the beautifully painted, spooky covers of a distressed woman standing or running away from a mansion or a castle, usually with one light on. If you are watching this on YouTube, you're watching the Book Graveyard. And if you're listening to the podcast, you're listening to the Paperback Warrior. I am Nick from the Book Graveyard. My co-host is the handsome stranger sweeping you off your feet. Is he trustworthy or not, ladies? We don't know. I guess we'll find out. Eric from the Paperback Warrior.
Hello. Yeah, I've been trying to convince you to read this author for a while. Dan Ross, or William Ross, I should say, or Marilyn Ross, or whatever his pseudonym is of the day. So I'm really excited about this episode.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yes.
So it's on today's episode. We'll be talking the 1976 Gothic romance book, Phantom Wedding, here by Marilyn Ross. Marilyn, which is actually W.E.D. Ross. Do you know, Eric, do you know anything about W.E.D. Ross?
Oh, yeah. William Ross is a Canadian author. He wrote as Marilyn Ross, Clarissa Ross, Dan Ross, Dana Ross. Like, it's a combination of Rosses. Laura Brooks, Lydia Colby. And he wrote about 300 books, maybe a little bit more. I did a podcast episode on him. I did his whole biography and some of the weird things about his career, like being literally chained to his desk to write books.
Did he chain himself?
His wife would chain him under his orders.
Shackles.
Yeah, and he would write in like a little jail cell, like a little tiny room, like a jail cell. And she
did he go to the bathroom in a bucket in the corner?
Possibly. Yeah, if you're putting out that many books, he claimed that he wrote the most books ever from any author, and I don't know. There was something out there about him having a Guinness Book of World Records for the most books authored, but I think it went to another person. I think a lady won it. I can't remember her name. It was a female author, but yeah, he's got a pretty good, bold statement that he's probably wrote the second highest number of books. He also wrote the Dark Shadows series. So he's but interesting enough, with him being Canadian, he wrote the Dark Shadows paperbacks, which are based on the daytime soap opera. Mm-hmm. But he wrote them without ever watching the show. He never watched a single episode because he was in Canada and it wasn't aired there.
So he had just the scripts to go off of?
Just a general idea and a script. So the Dark Shadows paperbacks are mostly considered just a alternative universe from the television show, because there's characters in the paperbacks that aren't even in the show.
Oh, weird.
There's an extra brother of the family, the Collins family. There's like an extra brother in there, and there's a whole lot of other little side plots that aren't in the actual series.
Have you read any of the Dark Shadows?
Yes, I just finished, I think the 5th or 6th book. I think I just read a review.
You mean number 5, or you've read 5 or 6 of them?
I've read the first 4 Dark Shadows books.
Oh.
Yeah, I just finished my review of Mystery of Collinwood, which I put up on last month. So I've done 4 Dark Shadows books, and then I've read a ton of William Ross books. So,
yeah, I listened to your podcast episode on the Paperback Warrior, W.E.D. Ross, and you'd said that you had read something like 10 of them, like 10 of his books already. And that was last year when you made that.
Yeah, at least. I've probably read more William Ross than most people have. Yeah, and I started reading him in 2021. That's the first time I started reading him. But yeah, I'm just kind of looking here on the blog. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's I think 12 of his books.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, you said that you had enjoyed some of them, and I was surprised after reading Phantom Wedding.
Oh, yeah, he's got some really good books actually. His book "A Message from a Ghost," which I read in 2024, that book is really good. Oddly enough, it is a one of his paperbacks where he paints it up like a Gothic, but it's really just a crime fiction or a mystery. It's what I would consider his non-mansion books.
Mhm.
And "Message from a Ghost" is really the only one that I've read like that, where it wasn't set in a mansion. And "Phantom Wedding" is the second one. It's not really set in a mansion, but most of his books are like traditional Gothic suspense. You got the vulnerable beauty who's inherited a vast fortune, or she's found out that she has a wealthy family and she relocates to that gigantic mansion, and she experiences some kind of terror in the mansion, whether it's some estranged family member that's out to get her or other family members, or there's some kind of phantom. In fact, he uses phantom a lot in his titles.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
he uses like the Phantom Mariner as a villain in one of the books that I just read. So, one of the criticisms that he often gets, besides writing cookie cutter disposable fiction with these Gothic paperbacks, a lot of criticism that he gets is that he recycles entire chapters. And I think I had texted you when I was reading this last Dark Shadows book that I read, number 4, which is the Mystery of Collinwood. He recycles an entire chapter that he used in another paperback where the girl, the protagonist, is in the wine cellar and gets attacked by this mysterious stranger. It's almost word for word the exact same chapter that was in this other book.
But he just changes the characters' names.
Change the names. And I've read that before in some of the other nonfiction works on mystery and crime fiction, and that he's been accused of doing that. And there's been cited references where he's just copied and pasted. And what he'll do with his Dark Shadows books is sometimes he'll copy and paste scenes from his standalones, thinking that nobody's going to catch the two, like his standalone paperbacks and Dark Shadows, 2 different universes, that they won't catch that. But he recycles them for Dark Shadows. And he just changes it from, like you said, from the character's name to Victoria Winters, which is the character in Dark Shadows.
Maybe it was an accident. He's just delirious from his shackled cell, peeing in a bucket. He doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, and I to plug Paperback Warrior for a moment, I would definitely encourage you to go and listen to episode 107 of the Paperback Warrior podcast if you haven't already, because I'll get into like his life, the weird things that he had with his writing career, being jailed, being shackled to a desk, and his world record fiasco thing with writing as many books as he did. And then there's some other neat tidbits about his life and career in that episode.
Yeah, I just listened to it the other day. It was very interesting. Lots of nuggets of knowledge that you uncovered once again. You always do a great job in your research.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that one was a lot of research from a lot of different places, because there's not a lot of information out there about this author. Surprisingly, I mean, he wrote so many paperbacks, and he was published by all the major paperback publishers at the time. I don't think he ever had a Fawcett gold medal, but he had just about everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And then his books, for whatever reason, out of all these Gothic paperbacks we talk about with all these different authors, they chose to reprint his Dark Shadows paperbacks by, I can't think of the name of the publisher that's reprinting those, but they're in trade size now. I saw one at a local comic book shop here. So those Dark Shadows books have been reprinted in trade size, which, I guess there's a lot of Dark Shadows fans still out there, but but his standalone Gothics have been issued as audiobooks as well. I think there's maybe like 15 or 20 of those now.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was looking up to see who the cover artist was on the Phantom Wedding here, which is Charles Copeland, by the way. But there was a CD. You could buy a CD on the audio of Phantom Wedding.
Wow.
Somebody went to the effort of making that.
Yeah. Well, and with all respect to his career, I mean, I would say that he's the king of Gothic paperbacks. He's the guy. We talk about all these other writers, which are great. Dorothy Eden and what's her name, Dorothy Daniels, and all these other writers that we talk about. This guy put out the most. He did the most books. He wrote the most books, and he was dedicated to the Gothic paperback. I mean, that's mostly what he wrote was just Gothics.
I don't know if I would consider that the king just because he crapped out a bunch.
Yeah, it's a lot. Well, I mean, we call well, I say we, but most people will call Harry Whittington the king of paperbacks because he wrote so many. But there weren't, they weren't all great. He was writing for a paycheck, and I think William Ross was doing the same.
I thought that Michael Abalone was the king of paperbacks.
He's not.
That's what he says.
I know. Harry Whittington is the king of the paperback. He's the man. And there are still Harry Whittington books out there that people still haven't been able to find. Like he wrote in so many genres with so many names. Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever uncover all the Harry Whittington paperbacks.
That's interesting. I don't think I've ever read anything by him yet.
Oh, you're in for a treat. At least if you get the right book. I mean, he's, like I said, he wrote so many books, you just never know.
Yeah, I've noticed since doing the channel and stuff, that the more the author has, the more output they have, the more bad books there are.
I know, right?
They just have to go so fast,
Yeah, I mean, it's like there's got to be, because this was their full-time job, and you and I both know we get up some days and it's like, I don't want to do this job today, and I don't have my soul in it, I don't have my brain in it, I don't have it. I don't have it on today. And that's probably how a lot of these authors that were writing for a paycheck felt. Like, do I really want to sit here and smoke cigarettes all day and type?
Yeah, for real.
So,
yeah. So, speaking of W.D. Ross, so I got the Gothic novels of the 20th century bibliography here by Elsa J. Radcliffe that was sent to us from Alan. And I was like, oh, finally there's going to be a book in here where, maybe she's going to review it, because she gives all these little snarky reviews of these books. Yeah. And it's not even mentioned. I was so bummed. And like you said, there's many Phantom books, and there's there's so many Phantoms. Night of the Phantom, Phantom of Fog Island, the Phantom of Glencourt, Phantom of the Swamp, Phantom of the 13th Floor, but no Phantom Wedding.
Phantom of the 13th Floor.
Yeah. You know that one? There's actually a review for that one.
Is that a William Ross book?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah. Broadway star Joan begins to have spooky experiences while doing a revival of a show her murdered grandmother made famous. Essentially a murder mystery, nothing new and no depth of anything. I love this woman.
No depth of anything. We're going to get into that today.
Yeah, dude, for real.
Totally.
Have you ever read his Fog Island? I saw that was his most popular book. Yeah.
Yeah, I read Fog Island. I thought it was really good. You have to realize that a lot of these books are going to have a similar formula where you've got the beautiful woman being attacked. So William Ross's the trademark of William Ross's style, and you probably noticed this on this one book that you read, is that he can only end a chapter with the protagonist passing out. She blacked out, and then she knew nothing more but blackness. Every chapter ends with the girl blacking out. She just randomly passes out to end the chapter.
Yeah.
Did you notice that happened like 4 or 5 times in this book?
I didn't, but now that you say it, yeah. I noticed he ends every chapter on a cliffhanger. I noticed that.
Yes. Well, it's that, and then it's also at least 4 to 5 attacks on the woman in the mansion. Yeah. It'll be like a chandelier almost crushed her, a painting fell off and almost sliced her in half, or she's been attacked in a wine cellar, or she got trampled by a horse in the barn. And the Dark Shadows books are the exact same way. It's just Victoria Winters, who's the main character, is being attacked. And it's odd because in these books, it's always, you're hallucinating. You're having a bad dream. You must have been sleepwalking. It's just, and it's always that. And even in the Dark Shadows books, every single book, Victoria Winters is being attacked by something, and the Collins family, who she lives with, always in every book is like, yeah, you must be sleepwalking. But at the end, they realize that she was actually being attacked. So by book 4, I was like, well, they must be taking her serious at this point. When she says she's being attacked by a hooded figure in the wine cellar, But they're like, oh, you must be sleepwalking.
It's over and over. It's the
Over
same
and
book
over.
over and over.
Yeah, it's the same thing over and over. I'm
Yeah.
like, if she got attacked in 3 books repeatedly, and you realize that this person was actually in the mansion and they got put in jail, when she came to you again and said that she's been attacked in the wine cellar by a hooded figure, I would be like, yeah, let's call the cops.
Yeah.
Let's get somebody out to investigate our mansion. But they never do. They just say, you must be sleepwalking, or you're delusional, or this. And these people, if you notice, a lot of times when these women are working in these mansions, they never actually have a job. Like Victoria Winters has yet to actually do a single day's work, but she's been hired to be this little boy's governess. But she doesn't do anything. In fact, I don't think he's even in the books. So she does nothing, but all day she just kind of walks around the mansion and just admires the paintings or goes outside to look at the sunset. But anyway, we're talking about dark shows.
Yeah, it's not implied.
No, it's just there's always an excuse. The little boy is off on a holiday vacation, or he's off at some camp or something. Like she's never actually interacting with a boy at all.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's probably for the best. It's the boring part.
that's the boring part, I guess. Which again, what we talked about this before is Michael Avallone's Gothic. Oh gosh, what is it called? Dark Cypress. That is an excellent Gothic, because the governess is actually interacting with the boy for a reason. Like their setup is he's communicating to her things that are happening in the house, and she's like, I don't think that's true. And then he's kind of like almost kind of being gaslighted that he's just seeing things. But so we got to read that book. I've read it once, but I'll read it again. I need you to fork over the $40 to get the vintage paperback.
Oh, I know. It's so much.
Yeah, it's expensive.
The Dorothy Daniels we read, she did some governing. With the kid.
Yeah. But sometimes it's just like they're just hired for no reason, just to be a piece of furniture in the mansion. Yeah. So, and the other trope of William Ross's writing is there's always a wing of the mansion that is abandoned for some reason. Like, oh, that was Uncle Fester's wing of the mansion, and he moved out or he died, and now we just closed that off. So they're always like the hero or the heroine is always like in the abandoned wing of the mansion, trying to figure out what that noise was or who was walking down that hallway. Always.
It's cool. It's spooky. I guess he was just like, hey, that works. I'm just going to keep doing it.
Yeah, just keep doing it over and over.
He just ate the same meal for dinner every night.
Yes. Yes.
All right. You ready to review Phantom Wedding here?
Yeah.
All right. So, it was originally published in 1976. Correct? Yes. Originally published in 1976. The cover artist is Charles Copeland. I figured that out myself. It's not on the internet. I zoomed in to see that signature, compared it, and it is Charles Copeland's signature.
Is it published by Popular Library?
Yes.
Okay.
Published by Popular Library.
Yeah. Which is really Warner Books, because I think they owned Popular Library.
So, yeah. So the front cover says, it has a little blurb. Was she in love with a man or a ghost?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So I texted you about this. Here's the beginning of the review. And there is a 3-paragraph spoiler at the beginning of this book that ruins the entire front half, I think.
Right.
So I wanted to ask you, do you want to we don't want to do the same thing and we'll talk about this as it's suspenseful? Or do we just go ahead and be like, look at this crap at the front of this, ruining everything?
Yeah, because I was thinking, if somebody wanted to read this book, do we want to give away the ending?
I think we will eventually towards the end, right? We're going to talk about it. I mean,
yeah.
I
don't know if anyone's going to read this book after we.
I wouldn't suggest it, so I just say spoil it.
Yeah, okay.
But I think it'll be a better review if we don't spoil it with the 3-paragraph review.
I would not read that. No.
Yeah.
Don't mention it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, don't mention it.
It's crazy that he put that in there. All right, so we're going to skip it. All right.
Then we'll tell you why at the end while we skipped
it. Yes. All right. Star of the show is Iris Mills. She's 23. She's blonde and attractive with a lithe body, strong, almost boyish features. Eric, does that do anything for you?
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. When she's described the way that they just described her, I pictured maybe like a young Anne Francis from Forbidden Planet. Could that be boyish features?
Maybe.
It's not hot. That's not a hot description. I'll tell you that right now.
No.
So she inherits a couple $1,000s from her dead aunt. There's that inheritance, brother.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then she goes to Sarasota, Florida. And unfortunately, it's off season and it's raining. And it's raining constantly. And there's no one there. It's empty. So, because it's a tourist spot and it's off season. Eric, you're in Florida. Well, I wanted to ask you, is this a good setting for a Gothic? Is there Gothic things going on in Florida? Because I just imagine palm trees and beaches in the sun.
Yeah, not so much on the Gulf side where she's at. The Gothic parts of it are on the other side of Florida where I'm at, where you get the old Spanish settlements, kind of the old Spanish architecture, and then you get the old Spanish moss hanging down.
Ooh,
Yeah. The Gulf is a little bit more built up and more commercial, even at that point in time when he was writing this. So, yeah, not the greatest setup for a Gothic.
Well, you said it's spooky, right?
Parts of this book was a little spooky, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that setup at the beginning, I was like, I don't know where they're going with this setting. There's nothing haunting about Sarasota.
No, there's nothing scary.
No.
All right, so she's lounging around the empty resort bar, having a vodka martini on the rocks with a twist, and the piano man is playing some George Gershwin. The lounge is described as dark with red and black decor, and I was like, "That's a great description. This is a wonderful, like, dark. The coloring and everything. I was like, that's cool. I can just see it. I can hear the piano. Yeah. Everything about it. I can smell it.
Right.
And I just wanted to point that out because I think that, man, does he lose the descriptions as we go?
Yeah.
It just kind of just falls apart. He doesn't really describe much.
Yeah.
So she's sitting at the bar alone, and in walks our handsome stranger, Nick Greger. He's the heir to the Sunny South Frozen Orange Juice Company.
Mm-hmm.
Is alone, and he's a young, handsome man. What's he going to do? He's going to walk right up to her. Hey, lady, how's it going? They make small talk, and the piano man, who's been asking Iris what she wants to hear the entire time. So he's like, oh, here's this new guy. What do you want to hear, young man? And Nick says, how about Maybe This Time from the movie Cabaret? And she is delighted. She's like, I love this song. Right? And he's been smiling and charming the whole time. And then all of a sudden he gets a serious demeanor and he goes, I know.
Yeah, it was so ominous the way he said it. And remember, this is, I think you may have said this already, but this is not the prime tourist season. This is off season. So the hotel is mostly empty. The bar is empty. And it's raining outside.
Yes, he comes in his slicker, pouring rain. She is, oh man, she's something else. So I wanted to ask you, Eric, a scenario. You're single. You're sitting in the bar alone. In walks an attractive young lady, and she sits next to you, and you're chatting it up. And she's like, "I'm going to play some music." She goes over to the jukebox with her quarter and puts A4, Van Halen, "Hot for Teacher," and you go, "Hell yeah, I love this song." And then she turns to you and goes, "I know." Is that a red flag for you?
Yeah, it's a red flag. And there's lots of red flags throughout this book that she should be like running for the exit door.
Yeah.
But she doesn't.
No, it's not a red flag, Iris. She just keeps on chatting. It's a little bird.
Well, the thing is, setting this up, I don't even know why she's really there. If you are an insurance, she's not an executive, but she works for an insurance company in New York City. and she inherited this money or whatever. She can really go anywhere she wants to go, but she decides to go to off-season Sarasota, Florida, to do what exactly? Because she doesn't have any plans. She literally just says that she's tired of looking at the four walls in her little tiny hotel room, and that's why she went down to the bar. She has no plans for tomorrow. She had no plans the prior day. What is she doing? And she's by herself. I mean, I don't get it, other than she wants to experience warmer weather, but she could do that in other, coastal areas, tropical areas with her money.
Yeah, I think that it's explained real quick that she'd always wanted to go to Florida. She got the money and she didn't want to wait.
I guess.
That was it.
With no plans.
No. And she almost doesn't even go to the bar. She's like frightened.
Yeah, the only thing that drove her out, it was just the four walls of the hotel room. She just got tired of looking at them.
Yeah, she's not the strongest character.
No.
So they're chitty chatting. They make a beach date for the next day. He says goodnight. He walks out of the resort, and it's as if he disappeared into the wind.
Yes. He just vanishes.
Like a phantom, Eric. Like a phantom.
Yeah.
So the next day, she's sitting on the beach sulking. He's late. She thinks she's getting stood up. She goes for a swim, and who's sitting under the cabana but Nick? So he's out in the daytime. That's something a ghost wouldn't do. A phantom.
Well, he does keep this. The author keeps this mystery. He sets it up at the beginning of the book where Nick comes in at dark, and then Nick mentions to her, well, there's really thick umbrellas there that'll keep the sun away. So I was like, okay, well, he's out in the daytime, but he still doesn't want to be in the sun. And then throughout the book, there's at least the first part of the book, there's other parts where he doesn't want to come out in the daytime. He only wants to come out at night. And she even asked him, like, why you only come out at night? And he's like, well, because I like the nights. Yeah, but anyway, go ahead.
So yes, it's mysterious. He's a mysterious character. And they have a fun day planned ahead where they go to dinner and dancing. And at the very end of the date, Nick tells her that he loves her and he wants to marry her.
Yes, let's go get a blood test and get our marriage license like right now. And she's taking it back. Like, I literally just had a shrimp dinner with you and we went dancing, and now you're in love with me. You don't even know me.
Yeah.
He's like, it doesn't matter.
She goes, hold on. And he's like, no, it's got to be now. And she's like, well, okay.
Yeah, she's like, okay. And she does this a lot. Like, she's a Ponzi scheme waiting to happen.
Yeah. Oh, she's a moron. So he has a couple more, case in point, he has a couple more stipulations. She can't tell anyone.
No.
Which immediate she should be running right there. She can't tell anyone, none of her friends or family. No one will be at the wedding except his friend, the Websters, who are flying in. They don't even live on the island.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be no party afterward. And then they're going to get the honeymoon as they get on a boat and they go to a secluded island with a lone house.
Yes.
And that's going to be their honeymoon. He takes care of all the wedding plans.
This doesn't have sex trafficking written all over it. It doesn't. It totally doesn't.
And she goes, how do I get a hold of you in the daytime? And he's like, why would you need to do that?
Right.
And she's like, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
that's fine. That's legit.
It's so bad.
So, she has a couple more mysterious occurrences. She receives dead flowers on her wedding day. Do you want to sing the song, or should I?
You go ahead.
The wonderful Rolling Stone song. Do you think that was he was listening to it at the time? He's like, I like that. Send me dead flowers on my wedding.
Could be.
Because it's pointless. What the hell was that about?
It's completely pointless. Yeah, there was. I guarantee that's a scene from another book. I guarantee it.
Yeah, so she gets sent dead flowers. She calls up the place, and they're like, "Oh, whoops, we messed up. Here's your new flowers."
Just filled 4 pages.
So yeah, it's wedding days. It's raining. It's dreary, and he's late as usual. They get to the church, and it's isolated and run down. It has no electricity. And she goes, "Oh, this place is spooky." And he says, "Don't ever say that."
Yeah, he hated that word.
Yeah, he hates the word spooky.
Yeah, he said it was supposed to be magical. This abandoned, rundown place.
The church is one of the more interesting locations, though. Like this, the church and the lounge are the only places where we really get any kind of visual description, where he really like kind of sets the atmosphere, I think.
Oh, I'm totally invested in this book right now.
Mhm.
All the way up until she leaves the island. I'm totally invested.
Yeah. So we get to the church and it's been shut down for years. There's cobwebs everywhere. There's this is very Tim Burton to me. I just imagine like a Tim Burton movie. There's like this old, like 90-year-old lady playing the organ like incorrectly, like
Yeah.
And there's an equally ancient old minister. And then Iris is like, "Well, where's your friends? Where's the Websters?" He's like, "They've been sitting right there the whole time." So there's this couple just sitting in the dark, like shadows, and they stand up. Once they're acknowledged, they stand up and walk over to her, and the woman is horribly disfigured on one side of her face. The guy's like, got no hand.
Yeah, no hand. Yeah, no hand. And there's the woman is wearing these peacock earrings. So I was totally like I said, I was totally invested because I thought the setup was nice. This location was very spooky. It was Gothic, and it kept making me think of the movie Carnival of Souls. I don't know if you ever saw that. The girl dies in the car wreck, and then she wanders into a town which is all mostly just dead people, and she doesn't know she's dead. And she hears the organ playing, and she goes and ends up befriending the pastor there, and that's what I was thinking of when I thought maybe she was dead.
I did too. Yeah. I thought that was a possible scenario, because it states that everyone has a deathly shade to them, and including Nick.
Yeah, and they all had like a deathly pallor to their faces.
Yeah, and this right here this part would have been so much more powerful without that opening.
Yeah,
because it just
it will tell you what that is at the end. We can't tell you yet.
So after the wedding, they take the boat ride out to the Lone Island, and
which is his friend's house, right? It's
his
friend's house.
Yes, yeah. And he's very loving and friendly, but if she says something that he doesn't like, he gets real snippy.
Yeah, like I don't know why she's marrying this guy.
No. So they get off the boat, they go into the house. He's like, "I got to go get something." Goes back to the boat. 10 minutes go by, 15. She walks down there. No Nick, no boat. She's been abandoned on this island.
Well, my understanding is that they spent the night together.
No, he left. He left right away. He drops her off.
I thought she awoke from her dream the next morning and realized that he was gone. So I thought he at least got laid and then disappeared.
No.
So he didn't even get laid on his wedding night.
No. Nope. It was like immediate. He takes her there. He's like, "Here's the house. I open the door. Put your stuff upstairs." And she like sits down and waits for him.
And then she falls asleep.
Yeah.
And then wakes up.
Yeah. She's like, devastated and just cries herself to sleep.
Yeah.
And once again, I'm in. Yeah.
Totally.
What's going on? She gets picked up the next day by a boat passing by, and she goes to the sheriff, and he makes some calls to find out who these people are. And every person she names has been dead for years.
Yeah.
So, and she's like shocked. She can't believe it.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody that she describes is dead. The organ player died. Nick is dead.
The
pastor
killed in a car accident.
And even the people that were there that were disfigured, like the woman was disfigured and the guy with no hand, they had died in a plane crash. And it's disclosed later that he did lose a hand, and she had her face disfigured. So I'm like, these are ghosts. Like, and now we need to know why they are wanting to why are they trying to communicate with her from beyond the grave? Like, what does she have? So I was like, really into this.
And here, I think, is where we can say what those 3 paragraphs are at the beginning.
Yeah. Now you can. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it says, this book starts with the spoileriest spoil. Sentence, she married a ghost. That's the
Yeah.
first sentence of this book.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, it
Why?
tells you. Yeah, it tells you right there.
She had been a bride at a phantom wedding, a wedding in which the bridegroom, the best man, the matron of honor, and the officiating minister had all been ghosts.
Yeah. So then you're just you know that going into the wedding and everything. Like, so the setup of it being spooky and that kind of thing, it was kind of like, it still had an impact to me, but still I just kept saying, well, they are ghosts, so this makes total sense why there's cobwebs and stuff everywhere.
Yeah, it would have been so cool if it was more mysterious.
Mhm.
Like, why wouldn't you just have the guy just come in the bar and
Yeah.
who's the stranger? It's exciting. As soon as he walks in the bar, you're like, there's the ghost.
Right. And this is where it starts. Like,
Yeah.
this is the ghost.
Lame, man, lame.
Mhm.
So this is, I think, where the true plot starts. We want to find out who this Nick Gregor guy is. Were they really ghosts? Is it all a hoax? And then she spends the rest of the book as an amateur detective.
Well,
And
here,
I say that very loosely because she never personally moves the story forward.
no.
This book is like someone, like there was a river and they're in a canoe and they put Iris in the canoe and then they just pushed it out into the river and then she has no oars or anything and she's just sitting
Yeah.
on this boat and she's like, look, there's a tree. I wonder if there's a rock ahead.
Yeah. I think this would have been so much better if the book had just ended right there. And this was just a short story.
Yeah.
And you took out the beginning with it
Uh-huh.
being ghosts. At the end, it's like, oh, yeah, everybody you just saw is dead. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that's
And-
true.
and-
That would have been cool.
And thank you for visiting this episode of The Twilight Zone. And you could have been done with it. But instead, this is where the book falls apart, is now. The book is completely disastrous at this point for me.
So, okay, so she has the chief take her back out to the church. That's where she finds the earring and she's like, okay, well, maybe it really happened. I'm not crazy. There's the earring, but it doesn't say if the people are alive or dead. She just finds an earring.
Yeah.
And then she wants the chief to drop her off at the airport because she's going to Palm Beach where Nick supposedly lived.
Yes.
And while waiting for the plane, a man approaches her. He says, hey, I saw you at the hotel bar. And his name is Brian Harden. And he's like, I make commercials and you have great bone structure, lady. I want to give you a job. Come make commercials with me. And she is, once again, she's excited about this new friend.
Yeah.
And
And she already has a job.
yeah, she has to go back to work. She shouldn't even, who cares? Just leave. She got to find out who Nick really was. So they're having this conversation and he randomly goes, do you believe in ghosts? And she's like, why would you ask me that? And he replies, because you look like someone who's in touch with the other side.
Random.
No red flags again. After all that she just went through, she's just going along with it.
Yeah.
And then she asks him if he believes in ghosts. This is my favorite. She's like, do you believe in ghosts? And he's like, well, Arthur Conan Doyle believes in ghosts. And he was smart enough to create Sherlock Holmes. So yeah, I do believe in ghosts.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, yes, I know Sherlock Holmes. Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Because the two are synonymous. Intelligence, believing in
Totally.
ghosts.
Totally.
He was smart enough to create Sherlock Holmes. Not that Sherlock Holmes was written in a witty way or intelligent or anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're we're waiting for the plane to come, and once again, there's no setting or anything. There's no atmosphere, and
No.
once again, yeah, she's totally trusting of this strange man who directly comes to her and starts charming her. And then she asks she's like, do you know John Gregor? Because Nick Gregor had a brother. Which I think Nick tells her. I forgot to write that down. Nick,
It's
Yeah,
a half brother.
a half brother, John Gregor.
Mm-hmm.
And so the man she's talking to, Brian Harden, here is like, yeah, I know that guy, but I knew his brother Nick much better. We were best friends.
Again, random that she would just meet this guy and he knows everything about the person that she just married's family. He
Yeah,
knows everything, and he tells her the whole story.
and she's not like, what a strange coincidence or anything. She's like, oh, this is very convenient.
Yeah,
So
they
then-
share a ride together somewhere, like on the train or
They're on the plane.
plane. Yeah, yeah.
So then we get this conversation exposition of Nick being married to this foxy redhead that she looks exactly like.
Yes.
And only she doesn't have red hair, but with a red wig on, she looks just like, I guess she also had boyish features. And that Brian Harden thinks that Nick's brother Greg was having an affair with Nick's redheaded wife. And then one night they find Nick's wife floating dead in the pool, slashed knife. And that night, Nick disappeared, and then that's when he had his accident, or maybe he just killed himself. So
Yes.
there's shades thrown towards Nick that maybe he killed his wife,
Right.
who is jealous. And then we go, yeah, I don't know, man. She goes to the mansion, and it's not described. No setting. We meet Brother John. She lies and says that she met Nick in New York, and he's like, okay, well, we can chat tomorrow. Come back. And she tells him that she's staying at this motel where Brian told her to stay because that's where Nick used to hang out.
Yes.
And yeah, John's like, oh, that hotel, I don't like them. They told me that they see Nick's ghost out walking along the field,
Yes.
which once we get to the end, that doesn't line up with anything, right?
No.
Because
No. None of this adds up.
So she is trying to solve the mystery of who she married, who's this Nick guy, and she believes that it's a ghost, and she wants to prove that he didn't kill his wife.
Yeah, for some reason.
She's in love with the ghost.
Yeah, she's in love with the idea of being in love with Nick.
She goes back to her hotel, and in the middle of the night, she sees the ghost of Nick through the windows. But she goes out there, and there's no Nick. So is she seeing a ghost, or is someone playing a joke? Because next day she's talking to Brian Harden, and he thinks that it's all a prank. That John set this up. His enemy, John Gregor, Nick's brother, set up this prank. Why?
That was my question that I was going to ask you is, why would this John Gregor have anything to do with her? Why would he have been... Why does he care about her?
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Yeah, and I think his answer was he's just cruel.
It just doesn't make any sense. Like, the whole thing doesn't make any sense.
I don't think the real reason makes sense either.
No.
So Brian Harden is like hitting on her, and she's not into him. But he wants her to help him clear Nick's name.
Yeah.
And she's into doing that. She wants to stay. And she even calls her work, and she's like, I'm going to stay in Florida a little bit longer. She wants to see this to the end.
Yeah, all of this because she had a brief chat with him at the bar before he left, for the night. And then she had a magical shrimp dinner with him. And that's it.
Mm-hmm. So she has the conversation. She meets up with John Gregor, and while she's having the conversation, a woman walks in, and she's like, wow, that looks just like the woman with the face disfigurement from my wedding. So maybe it is a hoax. So she tells Brian about it, and he's like, oh yeah, they might be having an affair too. So she's probably in on it. So now she's flipped to where she's like, okay, this is a hoax, and John is trying to trick me. But we need to trick him to get the truth out. And Brian gets her a job at this, I don't know, this a fancy resort hotel.
Yeah, a third job now. She's now working a third job. She has a third after inheriting thousands of dollars from a relative.
Well, yeah. So she's doing commercials for Brian.
And working as a server at a resort.
And she's the
What was
serve
what was the reason why she needed to work at the resort?
for
There
money.
was for what though? I mean, she already has a job, and then she just did this other job. Like, I don't understand why she's a server at the resort, and when this vacation is going to end.
Yeah, dude. And even more weird is Brian's pushing her. Brian dresses her up as the dead wife,
Yes.
right? And he's like, okay, but she thinks she's just doing a commercial. He's like,
Yeah.
okay, let's get you in makeup, and then she gets done, and either he showed her the picture or she had seen the woman, and she's like, oh, why do I look like her? And he's like, well, here's the plan.
Yeah.
We're gonna make John think that you're a ghost, and he's gonna confess everything. She's like, this is a bad idea. I need to go work at the hotel. And then she just is hanging out. All she's just concerned with is her job at the hotel for a little while. Which
yeah. This is the point of the book where I went from just being bored with her to hating her guts.
yes.
I hate this woman. I hate her so much.
Yeah, she is.
She's just awful.
She's just there. She doesn't make any. She really doesn't make any decisions. She doesn't follow leads. She doesn't interview people.
Yeah,
everything that they go do is because Brian's like, okay, now we got to go here and do this. Okay, now go talk to this person.
She's just a blow-up doll that people carry around.
Mm-hmm. She was not a joy to follow around.
No, I didn't want to live in her headspace at all.
Yeah, so this whole back half is just a complete muddled mess that we don't need to really go into the details in. He gets her to go to visit the mom of the woman who was killed in the plane crash to look at photographs. And then there's some mean postcard that the woman got where it's I just went to a wedding. Love you, Mom.
And the police chief says something like, "This is the only evidence that we have of someone actually attending the wedding, besides your testimony that you attended this wedding."
Yeah,
the chief's like, "Okay, finally, this mysterious postcard that somebody has saying that they attended a wedding now proves that your story is legit."
So Brian, the guy who wants her to clear Nick's name, he really is way into her. So he's like, yeah, let's go out. I love you. You look just like the dead wife who I was in love with anyway.
Yeah, he tells her he's in love with her.
Yeah, so he starts to get a little shady. And she finally is like, you know what? Maybe he's not on the up and up.
Yeah.
After all this, she's finally has her guard up.
And she finally tells someone, I don't love you.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
She finally tells him, I'm not into you. Like, I don't love you.
Yeah, that was, oh man. Fine. Yeah.
And she tells him she doesn't want to do any more commercials.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, no, he says, I've got you in movies now. Like, we're going to get you elevated from commercials to movies. We're going to have you do movies.
So I thought at this point, I was like, oh, Brian is the bad guy. Did you think that also?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he just keeps pushing her to go do this thing. And I'm thinking there's got to be something where he's the bad guy and then he's going to trick John into attacking her and it'll get somehow foiled. And then we learn that it was Brian who killed the woman in the first place and probably killed Nick. That's where I think this is going.
Yeah.
So I think she's coming home from work one day and she sees the ghost of Nick come out of the bushes and he's talking to her. And she panics and runs and falls and, as you said, passes out. I think he starts choking her or something.
Yeah.
And she wakes up the next day and
was it Nick?
Now she's in. She wakes up the next day and now she's in. She's gonna get that John Gregor. How dare he?
Was it John that attacked her or Nick?
It was Nick.
It was Nick that attacked her.
Yeah, it was the ghost of Nick.
Okay. So and why did he attack her?
There's an ending where they kind of try to explain everything. He's a ghost, Eric. So hold on.
Yeah, he's a ghost. He's a ghost.
At this point, he is still a ghost.
He's a ghost. He's attacking her now. He wanted to marry her. Now he's attacking her.
And he took a plane ride over to Palm Beach.
Yeah, because ghosts can't fly.
So So she's angry now. She's like, all right, I'm going to do this. We're going to dress up as this woman. And Brian's like, all right, here's what you need to do. Go stand by the pool. He's going to be really drunk. And he's going to try and attack you. But don't worry, because I told some cops, and they're going to be there.
Listening as he...
She never sees a cop. She never sees anyone. All it is Brian and her in this wig, and he's like pushing her out there, like, go, he's going to try and kill you. It's fine. We'll be in the bushes.
I almost stopped reading it at this point. Like I just said, I can't do this anymore.
It's dumb. It's so bad. So John comes out drunk, and he immediately goes to attack her, and he's like, I thought I killed you once before. And then the cops jump out and with Brian, and they save the day.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's I was like, wow, that was so obvious. Like it was so the bad guy was the bad guy the whole time. No flip. They never flipped the script.
No.
And yeah, man, what a bummer. That's it. Is that my final note?
No, you got the whole ending now.
Oh yeah. So I didn't. This is how much I didn't care at this point. It's one sentence. Final wrap up is that Nick comes in. He's been alive. He wasn't dead at all the whole time.
Right.
That the people who set it up, this whole hoax, was Brian and Nick to get them to help Iris to have John admit that he killed the woman.
Yes, but here's the thing. Everyone thought Nick was dead because he supposedly killed his wife and then had a car wreck, which was at the ocean, and his body washed out to sea, so nobody found him.
Mm-hmm.
Nick washes up later with amnesia and walks around the countryside for God knows how many months before he regains his memory. But he can't immediately go to the police because he feels like he's a suspect.
Mm-hmm.
So he just lives this lifestyle of being a phantom. Like he's just roaming the countryside as this person who can't tell anyone that he's actually alive because he feels like he may go to jail for being accused of killing his wife. What was the point of him stumbling into the bar at the hotel and meeting Iris? Did he just randomly show up?
Right.
Or did he?
Coincidence? And he was like, "Oh, she looks just like my wife." Ding! I got an idea. Or did they see her before?
That would have been more sense. Like William Ross should have wrote, Nick saw her at the hotel, realized that she resembled the wife, and then he could have.
But then it would show that Nick wasn't a ghost.
Who were the people at the wedding with the no hand and the scar?
It was friends of Brian.
Do with makeup?
Yes. Yeah.
Why go through that whole thing? What's the point of going through the wedding in the first place?
God.
Why would they do a wedding? It doesn't make any sense.
None of it.
Why wouldn't he just say, "Hey, let's go out again. Like I'm really into you. Like I feel an attraction. Let's go out again."
Mm-hmm.
She's invested either way, right? I mean, she's pretty dumb. She's gonna fall for him on the first date or a marriage or whatever. I hate this book so much.
Yeah,
it's not even that I want to make fun of it. I hate it so much.
Yeah, it's so bad.
This is a Paperback Warrior Hall of Shame, all-star.
It's pretty much bad from the beginning to the end. The only parts I liked were the lounge and the spooky wedding, the Tim Burton wedding.
Like I said, I was okay all the way up until she's on the island and she's and she gets the ride on the fishing boat. She goes back to the police chief, and then she realizes that these people are all possibly dead. I was totally into it. And then when she got on the plane ride and Brian just so happened to know everybody and he was annoying just as much as she was annoying. This book is terrible.
Terrible.
I would say if you find this book in the wild, buy it and burn it. So no one else has to experience this torture.
So don't buy the CD. Is that what you're saying?
No. And if the CD is playing or the audiobook is playing anywhere near you, stick bobby pins in your eardrums so you don't have to hear this literary atrocity. I hate this.
When the audio guy was recording this, he was like, what is this? We're recording this? Are you sure
Like,
you guys want to do this?
This actually got bought as a manuscript.
Yeah.
Like someone actually bought this.
So yeah, I mean,
Like,
all right.
This was like General Hospital's soap opera tropes for the last 20 years, all thrown together in 180 pages.
Mm-hmm.
This is just not a good example of William Ross. As bad as he can be in some books, for the majority, I like most of his books. Even realizing that he's possibly a hack, that he recycles things, it's still enjoyable enough for me to be like, okay, I can deal with it. But this book is not typical of William Ross. Like, he's better than this.
Yeah, it was all the way back to go to the beginning. Just the start. The start was one of the most horrendous starts of any book I've ever read. Okay, and then
it's like,
and now that you know the ending, and you go back to the beginning, right? When he goes to request that song, and she's like, "I love this song," and he goes, "I know." What do you mean you know? There's no backstory. There's no setup. It sounds like they researched this woman.
Do this at the beginning. You go to the theater and you're going to watch The Sixth Sense. At the very beginning, there's a pop-up that says Bruce Willis is a ghost.
Yeah,
continue.
Right. Yeah,
but if you think about it, though, it didn't really ruin the book because there really were no ghosts.
Yeah, but it ruined the suspense of the beginning, the mystery of the beginning. What's going on? Who is this guy?
Because you don't even need that by the end of the wedding. You're starting to think, okay, wait a minute. These people are possibly monsters or vampires or ghosts. You don't really need the first paragraph to tell you that these are ghosts.
No, basic show don't tell.
Yes, I hate this book. I hate this book so much. I hate this. This is the worst book that we've ever done.
I'm proud of you for making it all the way through. I will say that, because I know that will be like, I'm done. I'm not reading this crap.
No, you know what? I actually do, though. I read them all the way through. Like Swamp Master. I've read 3 of those suckers all the way through. And Road Blaster, which is the worst books ever created. Yeah. I've read all 3 all the way through, cover to cover. Yeah, and again, I'm making a special request that Eves cover either Swamp Master or Road Blaster this year.
Yeah,
I will donate money to make this happen. I'll pledge money for an Eves episode of Swamp Master or Road Blaster.
We can do it, especially if you're talking money. Now you're talking money. I know Jake is doing.
You have to. You have to.
All right. Well, let's. We got our Gothic litmus test here. Let's put it to the test. All right, the Gothic litmus test here, Eric, that we created. Find out how Gothic a book is.
Yes. So,
first off, we're going to start with the cover art. Where's my book? Okay. Cover art. So the first checklist on the Gothic litmus test is there a woman running from a house?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, there sure is. Which is funny because what do you think that is? The mansion?
That really isn't a mansion other than what John lives in. But she never goes in the mansion, does she?
Briefly.
Just in
the front, yeah.
Talks to the butler or whatever.
Yeah, man, it's on there, but I really don't want to give it to him because she's never in a house. But ours cover art goes.
Yeah, artwork has to count.
Damn it. All right. Yes. And there's one light on. Check. We got one light on.
Yep.
So then we got our themes of the story. Is there a stranger in a strange land?
Yeah, unfortunately, she's misplaced from New York to Florida.
Yep. So we got stranger in a strange land. Little Iris. Multiple times.
Yeah.
Gaslighting. The whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole thing is made to make her think that she's crazy.
Yeah.
Is there a handsome man with questionable motives?
Yes.
Multiple.
Yeah. 3 of them.
I forgot to mention that part where Brian is hitting on her constantly, right? And she's not interested. And then all of a sudden the book starts referring to him as handsome Brian. Did you notice that?
I didn't notice that.
Every time he was brought up,
Handsome Brian.
it was like, and then handsome Brian called her. So what?
So stupid.
Why is he? Yeah, she's not interested, but all of a sudden he's handsome Brian.
Yeah, dumb.
So yeah, there we go. Handsome man, questionable motives. I guess Nick's motives aren't questionable, are they? He wants to get married right now. He loves her.
Right.
Let's get married right now.
Yeah, and the thing is, this harping on this again for a second. They get married. He could have just told her, like, "Hey, can you help me? I've got this situation with my brother, and you look like her. Can we just do this quick thing?" It doesn't even have to be like right away. It could be like 6 months after they're tucked into their mansion, orange juice mansion, that he could just mention, "Hey, by the way, if we did this, I think I could get my brother to get in trouble."
Yeah, this was just terrible all around. Romance.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know about your test here because every book passes.
We're gonna have to figure something else out here.
Does it have mystery? Of course it does.
Yeah.
Is there hints of the supernatural? Phantom Wedding. It's the very first sentence.
Yeah.
I married a ghost.
Yes.
Does she have a nurse type job?
No.
Yes.
Finally.
I know. And we got an isolated setting.
No.
All right.
Score 2 for the good guys.
8 yeses and 2 nos.
So it's an 80% Gothic. That's sad.
I mean, it is a Gothic, though. I mean, there's no question there. It follows many tropes. Like you said, it has the soap opera kind of stuff going on. And I think they took a lot of the soap opera tropes and did the or I guess it'd be the other way around, wasn't it? When did soap operas exist?
Oh, that goes back to the radio.
Oh, does it? Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So, yeah.
I think As the World Turns, or one of those was on the radio.
So, yeah, it passed.
Yeah, you have all the soap opera tropes in here, especially the amnesia and a husband missing and estranged family member, inheritance, fashion model stuff, a sleazy photographer, sort of.
It reads like an 8th grade education level also.
No real flow. The easiest way to end a chapter is to have her pass out for no reason. She's not all that stressed. Other than working as a server at the resort is probably stressful, but
that was the most stressful part.
That's it.
It's very matter of fact. Nick did this, Iris did that.
Yeah.
There was no flavor at all.
No.
It was like a kid's book.
Yeah, it was just terrible, and I would recommend, again, that if you see a copy, just burn it. Get it out of the world. I think the world would be a better place without this book in it. I really do mean that. The other thing too is, do you think that? I mean, you didn't really get the "they live happily ever after" part, but I'm assuming that they did. She's going to go become the orange juice queen and live in the orange juice mansion.
Yep.
They probably even have more money now because John is going to go to jail.
Yep.
So his part of the company is now going to go to Nick.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, it's insulting to women.
Yes.
One of the worst lead characters ever. She's worse than the woman in Decoy and Diamonds.
Yeah. She just needed to take a big poo somewhere on the plane or somewhere on the travel. She needed to take a big poo, but she didn't do that. But yeah, we need to redeem ourselves by reading something really, really good. What was the book we read before this one? Oh, it was not as good either. That was the To the Dark Tower.
Yeah.
That was not very good. This was not very good. Decoy and Diamonds wasn't very good.
But it was funny.
We've only read 2 decent books out of these episodes. 2 really good books. Yeah, The Tormented by Dorothy Daniels, we gave a good review for. The Brooding Lake, we gave a good review for. So that was
Oh
the
yeah,
second
the
one.
Burning Lake. Yeah, yeah, we've done
And
5.
then,
Yeah.
and then The Shadow Guest was the other one. So
Yeah, Shadow Guest was good. Brooding Lake was good. The Tormented was all right. So we've read more. We're even.
To the
3
Dark
bad.
Tower.
Yeah, 3 bad, 3 good.
Okay. Well, this one it'll top us over to 4 bad, 3 good.
No, we've only read 5.
Oh, we've only read 5. Okay.
This is our 6th.
Okay. So we've proven that 50% of the Gothics are good.
You can do the same for any genre.
Yeah, any genre.
Take us out of here, Eric.
Well, that's the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed our candid review of this atrocity, this literary atrocity. But we'll be back again with hopefully a really, really good book that we could talk about. And again, follow the Book Graveyard. Nick's got tons and tons of videos out there. He's interviewing everybody and anybody that's willing to come onto his channel. And same thing with Paperback Warrior. Make sure that you tune in for all the reviews Monday, Wednesday, Friday on the paperbackwarrior.com blog. And that's it.
That's it. We're out of here. See you next time.
See you next time.